Welcome to the Living Room. This is episode 2. I am the CEO of the Victorious Foundation. What we do with this foundation is there's 2 things. One, we do community development, and the other thing is we're working on doing an independent living program for children. This part right here is more of community development. So we're looking to bring the community together. We talk about a lot of issues that happen. Everybody's very honest and open about their opinion. It's just like what you would be at home when you're talking around your family and friends. I mean, we say what we have to say. In addition to that, it's a no council culture. So we want everybody to have their opinion, no matter what race they are, or religion, etc. My name is Chris Simmons, and I'm going to let Maisha introduce herself, and then we're going to start all the way down counterclockwise. Go ahead, Maisha.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. My name is Maisha Robinson. I am the founder and CEO of UCrowd, as well as Maisha Robinson Consulting. I'm also serve as a CMO for a tech startup. I'm happy to be here with you all today and get into this conversation.
Awesome. Pierre.
I'm Pierre Bangs. I am a proud owner of my own podcast, which is called Put It on Front Street. It basically is about any and everything that has been swept under the rug in the Black, the brown, in any other color in the spectrum. So we just talk about real topics that, a lot of people don't talk about on a normal basis.
Thank you for joining us. Karel?
Hey guys, I'm Karel Augustus. I'm a photographer in Los Angeles. And in about 2 weeks, I have my first photography book coming out where I recreated iconic scenes from movies and images with Black celebrities. So I've been doing a little bit of a press tour, and it's causing a little stir, as you know, by The Little Mermaid. So let's get into it and talk about it.
Thank you for joining us, Karel.
Thank you for having me.
Hear more about that.
Yeah, thank you.
The last person is Kaleem.
Hey everyone, my name is Wesley Kaleem Colmenares. I am the owner of Juiced Up Enterprises LLC. It's a food truck that serves acai bowls, juices, and smoothies to the community. But I also work for Los Angeles Urban League, which is an organization here in Los Angeles. It's an affiliate of the National Urban League. I'm the assistant to the CEO, Michael Lawson. And I'm looking forward to speaking to everyone and talking about my experiences as well.
Awesome. So let's begin with the first topic of the day. The first topic we want to discuss is tell us about a racist or discriminating issue that you have experienced. It doesn't have to be now, and it could be in the past, but we just want to see something you have experienced. I would tell you something recently that happened. This was actually today. At the airport, because I fly a lot. Maisha, like you're always going, so I fly a lot because I work a lot. There was this lady that I've seen up there in the morning times, and it's always an issue. I'm not sure what the issue is. It's always an issue when I come by. So today, there was some white couple that walked in front of me, and they were going past to the clear in TSA. They just showed they passed and walked right past. She didn't even ask them nothing. I'm coming up. She moves right in front of me. And she's like, oh, are you TSA and clear? I said, I'm clear. Well, let me see your boarding pass. I said, hold on for a second. Did you say the same thing to them? And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, you let them walk right past you and you didn't say anything to them. That's what I mean. So I'm telling y'all, like, at this point, y'all got to start just checking people on the spot. Don't let it just sit there and fester or wait, because they're going to continue to keep doing it. So that was something that I experienced. What about any of you?
I'm into checking people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I will check you.
Listen.
Please do not try me, because you're gonna get red. But I'm gonna tell you, my experience was when I worked in corporate America. I've worked in corporate America for over 16 years, but for this particular company, is a large Fortune 500 company. You probably got their products in your store. So I was a sales manager at this company, and I was the only Black woman in the Western region and the second Black person for the company in the Western region. So it was already kind of funny with the hiring practices. But one thing that they did was they would send me to like these really urban areas in Los Angeles that you probably would think that they're a little rough, right? And I was wondering why they were sending me there. I was like, why are you sending me to these areas all hours of the morning? And I had to be there 5, 6 in the morning, talk to their sales team to get new products in. So I asked them why they're sending me there, and it was really dangerous. And they said, oh, I thought you lived in Compton. I said, what? I said, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. I said, why would you assume that I live in Compton? And they said,
Because you
oh, we
Black.
just thought you lived in Compton. I said, you never thought to
'Cause you
ask me
Black.
where I live. And first of all, I filled out an application, okay, that said I live in Long Beach, and not just anywhere in Long Beach. I live downtown. So what's the, I don't understand. So that was one of the most racist moments that stuck out in my head, amongst other things.
Well, how soon ago after the incident happened did you move on from the company?
Ooh, after that, you know what? The company actually downsized, like not too long after that. But I'm gonna tell you what I did though. When I left the company, I left a really lengthy email, and I went in on all of them, to the point they wasn't answering the phone. They were so mad with me, but I had to let them know, like, you guys are a hot mess. How you were treating me when I was there was just extremely wrong. I dealt with sexism, racism, and classism to a certain extent.
Mm. Well, thank you for sharing your story. We really appreciate that. Anybody else?
I've I've dealt with it in New York when I worked for a particular brand. I was their brand ambassador. And most people, when you think of a brand ambassador, they're like, okay, so like you represent the brand. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm the face. I promote not just my social media when I had it, but I promoted like, the products that would come out, even if I didn't care for it. There was just like things that, like you kind of smooth and you kind of like become like that door-to-door salesman for the brand. And I had a particular client that, of course, that status, they have that money, so they think that they can handle you a certain type of way. And then when they found out I was the brand ambassador, they, kind of humbled themselves, and they were just like kind of shocked also. They were like, oh, so they're diversifying their brand. They're making like, it known to other people. And I was like, what other people? Like what other people are there besides humans?
Why don't you just say what you really mean?
I'm just trying to figure that
Okay.
out. And I always hit people with that, like, because like I am a diverse, male, but it's just like, certain people, when they look at you, of course, they see Black or they see a brown, but they don't kind of like invest in that culture, because we come in different shades, but that doesn't mean that we're all one. And it's just funny that people, of a shade lighter will just assume that, like you don't have a status or you don't come from something just because they've never seen you. So I've experienced that quite a bit.
Well, thanks for definitely sharing that. That's a good story. I think a lot of us have experienced something similar when you go into like shop and they're like, oh, you have money. Oh, this celebrity. It's just like, why do we have to do that?
Yeah.
Why do I have to tell you who I am?
Like, why do I have to like brag or be boastful for you to recognize me, or to even much just greet me like, you would your own counterpart? Like,
right.
It's
ridiculous.
sad. It's really sad.
Thank you for sharing that. What about Corella and Colleen?
Yeah, I'll tell you about the first time I remember sort of experiencing racism. I would think probably about 14. And I was at a strip mall up the street from my mom's best friend's house. And I was walking the strip mall, and I had a bottle of water, a cup of water, and I was just, walking, and I kind of slung it on the sidewalk. And this white woman comes running out of the store. She goes, "You better clean that up." But at the same, and I was 14, I was sort of raised to like listen to your elders and, don't be disrespectful. But at the same time, there's another Black woman who I did not know that was coming onto the sidewalk. And she goes, "What did she just tell you to do?" I said, "Oh, she just told me to clean the water up." And she looked at the woman, she goes, "Absolutely not." She goes, "Not when it rains up here. He's not cleaning that up. He's going home." And she goes, "Go home." And I was like, and then I didn't realize what it was until after the fact. She just wanted to flex her muscle to a little Black kid. For literally, it was water. It wasn't Kool-Aid. It wasn't punch. It was water. So the lady is like, "No, he's not cleaning up water. Not when it rains outside." And that was my first time realizing, okay, That was racism.
You know
For
what?
sure.
It reminds me of all the videos we have going on. It really does. Like, you know, the Karens coming out telling you what you can and cannot do. And it's just like, it's a thing called mind your business. I don't know
Right.
why that's so hard for people. It's an easy concept. It doesn't bother nobody. It makes you be in your own space and you worry about yourself. I don't know why that's so hard for, especially racist people like that. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know. And graveyards are full of people that didn't mind their own business.
Hello.
Thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. Wesley?
Thank you everyone for sharing that. First of all, I want to say, you know, I do empathize with the Black community because often folks need to be in alert over the things that are going on around them and what is the intent or what is, you know, you're just always, you know, trying to be careful or just watching out for not being discriminated against because other people are, like you said, Chris, they go past without being double checked, but yet you got checked. So I do empathize with that. So I appreciate everyone's story. I have a story. When I was about 8 years old, my mom brought us to the United States from Mexico. And I went to elementary school in Arizona. I would say 99.99% of that school was white. And I didn't know the language. And there was this one kid who called me a wetback. I did not even know what that meant at that time. And so I just kind of brushed it off. It wasn't later, in later years when I started learning the language that I would realize what he had called me. But what gets me now is that the kid was Black or half Black, half white. And I don't know his parents, but he definitely had Black features. And being in that state in Arizona, knowing that now how Arizona is, you know, I understand why he would say that, you know, but that always stuck with me. And it really did hurt me in, you know, in the future when I realized what he had called me.
You know what? And this will be a topic that we will have for like another episode. What you were saying, it's just like, I cannot understand, especially for being Black, I cannot understand why Black people try to discriminate against others or not discriminate, just have prejudice, because we can't really be racist. I mean, we got to have power to do that, to be honest about it. I mean, we have to be able to take something from you. But prejudice and discriminatory acts, I just don't get it. And that seems to happen a lot in the hood. They like, oh, I don't like you dating white or no homos and all that stuff. And you just look at them like, okay, but as soon as somebody call you the N-word, now you want everybody to come fight for you and come to your aid. So it's just like, it's just a level of common sense. And I think that's what a lot of different people that just gets under my skin. It really does. But Wesley, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. So what we're gonna do, this was just our icebreaker. This is just for us to, like, you know, get to talking and everything. And so this is for our first segment of this episode 2. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna close out this episode. And you'll tune in to episode 2. Thank you.